Good morning, adventurers. This morning I'm going a little bit slow. I'm trying to get myself together because we have some adventures, but I'm a little tired still, and it's only, wow, 55 degrees right now. Whenever I woke up this morning, it was 42 degrees in here, so it has warmed up a bit because the sun is starting to come up, but it still doesn't make it cozy. So I'm slowly trying to acclimate my body to the temperatures before I decide to actually get dressed, because nobody likes that cold feeling on their skin. I will say this, these guys right here, they made me so much better last night. Just little hot hands in my pockets, and I didn't freeze. When we initially pulled into Cracker Barrel last night, it had been a work day, and on this work day we did a lot of interesting things. We left the Marion County Park and drove a beautiful drive toward Manchester, Tennessee, and there was a Starbucks here, so we thought, oh, we can office, and fortunately they were open till like 8:30, so we started off pretty early. We got all of our things going on, and after that we worked for a considerable amount of time and then found a Cracker Barrel nearby, so it was only a couple miles away. And as much as I would love a beautiful campsite, sometimes it just doesn't work out, and we definitely needed an office day. I was getting a little bit behind. And so I think that from my perspective, it was super helpful, but Riley and Dee also needed to play catch up a little bit, so it worked out. But today we have some exciting adventures planned, and I need to start to get my eyes acclimated to the bright lights today. So I think I'm going to start off by wiping down my face with a nice cool baby wipe to wake me up a little bit more, and then start to move around just a bit. Okay, I got dressed. And now I'm having some Cheerios with some little veggies in them. So, this is breakfast. Yeah, I think this is a good breakfast because I've been trying to get more of my grains in, but also more of my veggies. So this works. I found these at Walmart. And for every serving, it's supposed to be like 2.5 servings of veggies. So, good way to start the day. We're about to go to a place called Old Stone Fort Archaeological Site, I think. I think that's what it's called. They also have it listed as Old Stone Fort State Park. And so I don't know which one I'm supposed to actually call it, but for now, I'm just going to continue to enhance my brain a little bit with some veggies. So maybe I can figure that out. But overall, last night was a pretty good stay at the Cracker Barrel, although it was pretty cold. Not mad at it. It was a great place to stay, and we've been noticing in the South that these places are a lot more common than regular campsites when it comes to more than one vehicle. So it is kind of hard in some of these states to camp with friends. It just is. So wish me luck. Wish me luck today. Just got wrapped up at Walmart. We found something that we're going to try. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but Riley and I have been really into eating breakfast burritos and breakfast meals, and one of the things that we noticed was that Dee could not have the same breakfast because she can't have eggs. So that's fine, no big deal. We found a substitute. I'm gonna try out these. These are made of other things, and this is something that I think she can have. So we're gonna try these probably the next time we make breakfast.
Mung bean.
But she said she can have mung bean. So, okay, so mung bean eggs. I don't know. We're gonna find out though, but I'm gonna put these in the fridge because they do have to be refrigerated, and next breakfast. There you go. We're also organizing ourselves as to where we're going, and the funny thing is, Dee's said it was 11 minutes. Hers, 11 minutes. Oh, she's 11 also. Mine says 9. Don't know why, but we're going to the Old Stone Fort Archaeological Site / State Park. If you're interested in seeing the Old Stone Fort Archaeological Site, we're going on a hike there, and I'm going to do that on another video, but I'll give you some scenes. But first we have to get there, and it's only 3.9 miles away, and apparently mine's going to get me there 2 minutes faster than them. No idea why. So, with that said, it is time for us to hit the road. Man, some mornings are just a little insane. Some mornings you learn a lot of things. Some mornings you just have regular stuff that you got to do. And we also found something else that we might be interested in. I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but you know, there are lots of options in this area for sure. Every place that you turn, you see a brown sign. So even if I don't get to do all of them, I will be coming back to this area at some point in the future, now that I know that no matter where I go, there's at least a Cracker Barrel. So my map just led me astray. I now know why mine said 9 minutes and theirs said 11. We literally looked on the same exact mapping device and mine was like, no, you need to turn here. And when I turned there, it was a do not enter. That's not part of the park, it's staff only. And that explains it. That definitely explains it. We're here now, and that's what matters, right? I think so. I think that that's really the awesome part of what actually matters in the bigger picture of all this. You know, sometimes the maps just don't map, and it's okay. It's fine. Can't really do anything about it. Okay, so we found the trailhead parking. We are now parked, and I need to get some things out, but you can see we made it, even though the GPS told us wrong. Now we're going to coordinate where we're going to go next. We had a plan, but I think because it is a weekend, it's a bad plan. Normally I don't say there's any bad plans, but this one, you know how you know sometimes? It's one of those. So we're going with a different plan. And I think this one's going to work out way better. Before we left, we coordinated our maps and we're all on the same map. But something weird happened to Dee and Riley, even though they're on the same map, and their maps just both glitched out. Mine did not, so I am the line leader. So we're just gonna keep going the way that my map's telling us to go. We're going back toward Meriwether-Lewis. This is the path that we're taking. And it's not the shortest route, but we decided we did not want to go through the city and instead wanted to take a more leisurely approach. So this is gonna take us through the winding hillsides, and it's supposed to be really pretty, but that just goes to show that sometimes maps are weird. I mean, I've had my fair run-in with bad maps, so that's why we always try to coordinate, and also we make sure that the person who's in front has the active map. Since then, Riley has now looked on her Google Maps, and it has confirmed that this is the correct direction, so maybe there won't be any more hiccups, but for now it's just smooth sailing and beautiful views. And I was going to clean my windshield, but the water there was really bad, so I just have bird poop on it. It's fine. It's the reality of being in a van. It's just gonna get nasty sometimes. It is what it is. We are going to go ahead and try to find some firewood and some more fire starters so we can have a campfire tonight, because we just really enjoy doing that, and they have some really nice camp rings. We're actually going back to Meriwether-Lewis, which is where Riley and I stayed for several days. It's big enough where we could find a good campsite that all of us could fit in. And if we can't find one that all of us can fit in, we can get 2 separate sites. And it's a free campsite, so very happy about that. So since we wanted to get some firewood, we stopped off here at a Walmart, and I'm gonna try to get some hand warmers and some fire starters, and then Riley split off from us because she's actually gonna go scout ahead and see if she can't get the campsite we like. It is the end of a weekend. It typically clears out just a little bit, so we're crossing our fingers that Riley finds the spot. We're putting a lot of pressure on her to get the correct spot that is big enough for all 3 and us to be nice and level. No pressure, Riley. If you're seeing this, thanks. So Dee and I accomplished our goal. Riley, on the other hand, was not able to accomplish her goal, but it's not her fault. Apparently, there is some group that is staying at the campground, and because of that, it's made it a bit harder to get a campsite. So, the beautiful campsite that we love is packed. So Dee and I are gonna go over here and have a little chit chat with Riley and figure this out. I don't want to stay in a parking lot tonight, guys. I'm so tired of parking lots. The east is very different than the west, and I'm not saying that as a good or bad thing, because you give and take. Like, the east has been fabulous when it comes to waterfalls and green spaces and amazing things. However, it is a bit more problematic for camping. Riley's looking, Dee is looking, we're all looking. I like this part makes me crazy. So we're on our way to the great unknown, and Riley found us what I think could work out. She booked a Hipcamp, so we'll see what it's like. This is the crazy part about traveling with more than one person. You have to accommodate multiple rigs, and when places are booked up or packed, finding new places in different states, there's different rules. And like, we were looking at like a state park, but to stay in a state park, no, we don't need any hookups. They require you to get a hookup site, which is like $45 at most of the state parks here in Tennessee, which is wild. We did not want to do that because on top of that, there was a 2-vehicle limit at most of them. So because there's 3 of us, that wouldn't have worked. We would have had to gotten 2 sites, and that's $80, and that's just not smart math. Instead, Riley looked up a Hipcamp and found one, and so we're crossing our fingers that this one works out because, wow. Much harder to see through my windshield at this point when the sun hits it, but we turned onto this dirt road, and so far so good. We're about 6 miles away still though. Oh, this road is a windy one, and it did say that it was going to be a primitive road that was regular vehicle accessible, so cross your fingers. Oh my God.